Feeling better?
Yeah.
Feeling
Yeah,
good?
I think so.
Right.
I think so.
You were just dying a second ago.
Just for a second.
Yeah.
So it is a beautiful Wednesday evening. Welcome to Digital Cortex.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know if we've been putting it out there enough. I don't think we do it at all, but we have social media.
Yeah.
So we post on social media about when we release our podcasts. And I know we used to do it like every Tuesday, but we never really said officially that was what we were doing, I don't think. But now it's every like Wednesday. So Wednesdays are our day. Just if you want to jot that in your calendar.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do a post right now as
Yeah,
you're
I'm
talking
gonna put a
about
post
this.
in.
Go ahead.
And so we try to record every Wednesday and we publish the same night we record. So you hear it fresh off the press. Fresh off the press, as they say. So we also have Instagram, and that's at Digital Cortex Pod. And
Yes.
What else we got?
That's it for right now. Just Instagram. I mean, I could do Twitter, but I don't know. I feel like a lot of people use Instagram. So it's the easiest way to get a hold of us. If you need to send us a message,
Yeah,
you can send
you
it
send
on
us a
there.
message.
Yeah.
And I think we have an email address.
It has our link to the RSS feed.
Yes.
So you
the
can find
RSS feed.
You
can find us and on whatever platform.
What's the list? How about you list it?
Okay.
That way everyone knows. If they want to find, well, if you're somehow listening to this and you didn't find it, that's magical. But
so you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, TuneIn, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and Deezer.
And if you guys have a different one that you like using,
you've got your favorite podcast, application, grab our RSS feed, add it to your subscription, get those notifications.
If there's one that we didn't say that you want to hear us on, just let us know. We'll add.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
Yeah, we'll add more.
We can figure that out.
YouTube coming soon.
Yes, we're going to try to work out
like
a camera thing.
Yeah, we're gonna get some video going. So
get the office video ready. I gotta do maintenance in here.
Yeah, we bought some stuff for this room, so we'll make it.
Yeah, we gotta hang some portraits.
Yeah, we got some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Some visuals.
We gotta get the actual table.
Yeah, we
gotta build the desk.
We got some things going on.
There's things that's gonna happen.
It's in the works.
We're doing it
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hit us up on there if you all the platforms should have us listed as Digital Cortex, so you should be able to find us.
You can't miss it. We've only used the one album.
Our head,
right? Our digital.
What do you think
Cortex.
about our logo? Look at our logo.
I think it's
describe
cool.
it.
It reminds me of something from like PBS.
You think? Oh, you know what? I think I know what you're talking about. You think that little dude from PBS?
Yeah, but I like the little brain there. It's kind of like, it's just simple. It's just looking in at that cortex. That's what we're about.
Logo. I'm looking for the PBS logo because I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. It reminds me of a little head.
Okay, so
like that.
But little PBS is
but like if
doubled.
we zoomed in.
He's doubled too. There's actually two of them.
Oh, there's like three of them.
Some of them. Oh yeah, I guess you could see three. Oh, is it?
It can be like four of them.
I guess what do you guys think out there? Do you guys think there's three guys or two guys?
I think there's three guys. Like especially in this one right here, that looks like three guys. And maybe it is three guys. PBS. Who knows? I don't know.
Public Broadcasting System.
Yeah. But that could be like a head for each of them.
One public, one dude that broadcasts, and one dude that's a system.
Exactly. One dude that's a system.
He's also facing, would you call that to the left?
Yeah. He's pointed left and our guy's pointed right. No, wait.
Yeah, our guy's
pointed left.
No, because
they're pointed right.
if it depends on the perspective, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Because if you're looking as a perspective of him,
so he right
is the guy in the pictures is pointing to his own left.
If I'm looking at you,
yeah,
that's center.
Okay, look at me. Which way?
And I want to be
which way
the
am I
picture.
looking? Which way am I looking if I look this way?
You're looking left.
That's my right, though.
So that's my left. So
yeah,
it's the guy's perspective?
That's what I go by, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like that character guy.
Yeah, so if I was
he's
him,
pointing to his,
like if this was me as PBS,
but now we got to personify him, and I think that's how we clarify it.
If I was a PBS logo face, I would be my own perspective would be I'd be pointing left, right? That's my left.
That's your left. That's my right.
Well, yeah,
I know what you mean.
Yeah, you're right to. From your perspective, that's right. Yeah. So I don't know. They're both right. Like both answers. But whatever one is, they're pointing opposite. You could say that.
No. You could say it by his perspective. You just have to say it like that. Like, so this man here is looking to his right.
Our digital Cortex guy is pointing to the right.
PBS is looking at its left.
So
from the logo's perspective? I don't know why you would take the logo's perspective, but okay.
It feels right when
it's like the Google sign is it's tilted right. It's like what?
But it only makes sense when it's actually a guy or a human.
I guess if it's like a person, but
yeah, if it's just a logo, like then it's just weird.
I don't know. I think it's still weird that we're trying to figure out a logo's perspective. Like I'm in the phone looking at you. It's weird.
Would you say ours is smarter looking because it has a brain?
Because he's got the brain.
Yeah.
And he's looking like down in that corner being like, I know that there's more to this world.
It is. He does have a stare like he's wondering about life. Like something, he just saw something that triggered like, whoa, that was a moment, like he's really thinking. Yeah, I don't know. That's the breakdown of the logo, I guess.
So that was a lot of self-advertising, but I think that's okay because we don't really do that. So we all awkwardly ran into that.
But you know what? That's actually questions that people ask. Like everything that we explain, someone has asked me that.
Right.
If I talk to them and I let them know, they're like, "Where is it? Where can I get it? Can you just send me a link?" And I'm like, "There's a link in my Instagram."
Yeah.
But yeah, I can send it to you. And then, then they're like, "What?"
Maybe you should do that in the posts. Like, you could put like words on top of it and stuff.
Words on top of what?
Like just like a little word at the bottom of the corner of like the Instagram posts or the Instagram stories. Like you can just be like,
I don't know if they let you put links.
You can't like write text above it like you do. That's not a thing like in TikTok and shit.
No, not in Instagram.
Really? I feel like if Instagram is missing that feature, then they're missing.
Everyone says link in bio. So there's no links.
So do you comment on it and say it like that?
Yeah. So at the bottom of your post, you can say link in bio.
Right. But you can't like put that on the post itself.
No, you can't put links in the post.
Well, no. I know you can't put links in the post.
Oh, okay.
But what I'm saying is like the actual media that you're sharing to the world in your Instagram, like whether it be a photo you're uploading or a video or a GIF or something like that.
Yeah.
You can't add a text box on top of that media.
Yeah, you can write on top of the media or you can put it under the
So why
post.
don't we put it on top of the media to say links in bio?
Yeah, you can write link in bio on.
Yeah, so this way when we do share the Instagram post and someone like looks at our first thing and they're like, oh, links in bio.
I'll do it right here. I'll do it right now. Go ahead. Keep going.
Do it like that. So that's what I mean. Like, and then we can help with that scenario because instead they might not be thinking like, I feel like people have to be told to do it. They can't just
know what to do. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, just know.
Why can't you just know? Gosh. Actually, this is kind of a trippy video.
You're posting one?
I'm looking.
Crystal always commented on that. She was like, you remember you had the conversation with her? She said, yeah, you just post all the trippy videos. I don't understand.
Like that?
Yeah, she's like, I don't know what that has to do with the podcast. And you're like, well, that's why people will go listen.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Okay, so here's a trippy one I got. It's because I was, I'm trying just to make it an interesting
Get attention
page to look at. Maybe you just want to look at, we could put clips eventually of our podcast. That's what most people do.
Yeah.
Is put a clip of.
That's what we need to do.
So eventually we'll do that. But for right now, we don't have any clips. So,
Could we put like our audio?
Yeah. Yeah, we could do an audio clip.
And we could do that. We could just like put some audio of something that we said, and then we can have some random imagery behind it.
We can have more random videos.
When are we going to put that? Like a video in like a 9:10 aspect ratio or something?
What is
the aspect ratio for that?
For what?
For a phone screen.
Let me go to. You know who has it listed? Let me see.
That's like the common thing, and then you can make a video for that. So
you can add if you had the audio, you could instead of playing a song, your audio could be over. You
know what? That's what we're missing. Self-advertisement from social media. I think that's what we should do is maybe we get together and we start video editing a little clip every week for our podcast and invest a little bit more work into it. Because it could be an audio clip with some, imagery in the back of it. And so they hear over us. And then eventually when we get the video, then we'll have video clips and stuff like that. And we can cut together. And then people might be interested to go try to listen to the full thing. Yeah. Then
we'll mix it up. We'll add some stuff.
Then we can figure that out. Oh, did you notice? I didn't know if you would notice.
What?
My Deadpool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw it on there, actually.
Yeah, he used to be part of a straw. Now he just hangs on this cable. It's a little Deadpool figurine.
I like him.
It's like a cable charm. The kids these days have like Crocs and Crocs charms. This is a cable charm. It's going to be the next big thing.
Think so?
Hell yeah. Think about it. You watch podcasters on YouTube and stuff like that, right? And they got cables on their mics and stuff.
So you think the next thing
and they not decorating their microphone stands and their cables with what random stuff they could do. So why not start sending these to a bunch of like streamers? And now we've got like cable charms, and I start a whole business of cable charms. What if we made
charms with our head logo?
We could.
Yeah.
But we'd also probably want to make stuff people want to buy.
But I'm saying we could give those away too.
Oh, just like, give them away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that could be some merch right there.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Photos. Do you still have the photo saved of our logo?
Yeah, it's right here on the desktop.
I don't know how interesting any of this is right now.
It's probably not interesting at all. You know what's something interesting I wanted to ask you about? Have you ever used one of those volcano-like vaporizers?
Yes.
You have?
I have before. Yes, I
have. They fill the bag and...
I've took the journey, and it was awesome.
I'm thinking about buying one of those.
They're cool. You fill up the bag with all the smoke, and then you just smoke out of the bag.
Yeah, but they actually have an attachment that goes to it. They call it like a whip.
Okay.
And you can smoke directly with that, kind of like a hookah.
Oh, actually, you know what? No, I seen that.
Well, these come with both, so you could do that or the bag.
Like I seen somebody with that extra doing attachment. That attachment. I was like, oh, okay, that changes up things.
Isn't that pretty cool?
That. Yeah, I wonder if you could add any like kind of hookah flavoring. Could you do that then? Is that possible?
I don't know. I think...
Do they have stuff like that?
That's just flavored tobacco.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Could you add some
I don't know if I'd want to.
No, you don't think so?
No, because that stuff needs to be like real hot.
Yeah.
And it needs to be bubbled out.
I know with some of the new shit though now that they have, it gets pretty hot.
Yeah, but I feel like that gets like cooked hot. Like you gotta like, of course the air is gonna be hot like that and stuff, and maybe it does reach that temperature, but I don't know if I want to put that in the machine. It just don't feel right to me.
Yeah, you think it needs more intense heat than just a coil or something?
Yeah, but I feel like the material of that flavored hookah tobacco, it's not dry. It's like moist stuff.
Yeah.
So
it is kind of moist, and you're just kind of like steaming it really, right? Because you put the coals on top of the foil. So you kind of like, you're just kind of like steaming it.
You're like cooking it from the top down. Like baking it in like this oven.
Yeah. Dude, send me the fucking logo again, dude. I don't have it in my fucking list.
You don't have it?
No.
Right.
I don't know why.
I got you. But yeah, I could do that later.
Yeah, I'll mess with this later.
You don't have to do that.
But anyways, fucking phone.
You just get caught up in it, man.
No, I was trying to find that logo because I was going to show you something. But
it's right here.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Text it to me.
I can't text on them.
Oh yeah, email it to me.
Yeah, I can email it to you.
Yeah, I'll do it later. But
actually, I could text on there. Yeah, I could do
that. Hey Google, can you finish this task for me? She's like, what do you want?
Couldn't verify your voice, so I can't delete it.
She said you can't do. She can't add tasks. You don't got no profile in this home.
Well, if I had already a profile, she would have looked at the tasks, right, that I have listed, and then try to complete one of those, right? Is that what?
I think so. But
yeah.
I don't want to do that yet because I got to use that to remind myself to take the trash out. It's trash night.
She was still listening.
Stop listening.
Actually, she's still listening right now. She never stops listening.
She supposedly only listens for the keywords that are to wake her.
But they're always recording.
No, yeah. Well, yeah, I guess you're right. It's always listening.
Yeah, because it's waiting to.
But I guess it doesn't record anything. It just listens.
Supposedly.
Yes.
Didn't Google buy iRobot or whatever? The company that makes the fucking Roombas and shit.
Did they?
I thought they did.
I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, they bought Nest. Nest was its own thing before Google bought it. And they kind of enveloped that entire ecosystem.
Because didn't they say those somebody was collecting was it the company or somebody hacked the company? But they were they found out that those self-driving Roombas or whatever cleaning was just mapping your house. It was driving around and then it was creating a whole map of your house.
It creates a map in your house.
Yeah, and they were saving the data and using it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, either the company was or somebody was.
What were they using it for?
I don't know. Google, right? Because Google owns. So they're like, not only does Google listen to everything you're saying, it's also mapping where you at in the house too, at all times. So like they're like not only they pretty much have a grid of everything.
Weird.
Yeah, and then if you have video, then they have a video of you too. So like, they just have everything. Yeah, they're getting all angles of people.
That's a good point.
And what are they doing with the data? You know, because that's basically what's become of the internet is now all of the information that these companies like. That's why Facebook doesn't charge anybody anything because they have all this data on people. And then they said now with all the watches and shit, it's collecting all your biometrics too. So they know like the health of everybody that they're monitoring or have data on. I wish it would share the data with me.
Yeah, right.
I want to know. Like,
I know what you got.
What the fuck? What happened?
Tell me who I am.
What happened in January of this week? Look, like I could look back on my weeks. I'm like, damn, I was fucking stressed out that week or something, you know? Like that would probably help some people if they knew, like, oh,
it'd be nice to know exactly what.
Yeah, when I'm dealing with my job or something and this time of year, I always have to do this. It's really like I'm not getting enough sleep. And you're like, you could look at all that shit and then you could be like, okay, I need to make sure I'm out. You know, it looks like I was dehydrated. I need to be more hydrated. Because, dude, it has my heart rate. They have, I think some of the new watches can do like
they take like oxygen levels and blood oxygen levels.
And then I think they can also see your blood sugar. So you if you're diabetic or something, they can see that.
Oh, I think you're right.
Yeah, so all that information, but they're not sharing it with me though.
Right.
You know? I want to know. I want to have the data. It's me. You know, like at least I would have. There's got to be some company out there that's giving you access to it, because there's other like monitoring companies. I use this one because it's fucking Samsung and it's easy to. It connects with my phone so easily.
Yeah, that's why I had originally got the Google Watch when it came out, like the Pixel Watch, and I guess what I didn't like about it was. There's like one thing. So I purchased a tip calculator on my phone.
Yeah.
It calculates the tip up to whatever percentage I want.
Yeah.
It adds, and then I can press a button to round it up. It's nice. Simple. There's no ads because I bought it.
Yeah.
Like that's what I want.
Yeah.
And I know that it's going to live with me forever because I own it on the phone.
Yeah.
It's in my account. And so I was excited to see that they had a watch version that you also had to buy. And I said to myself, I liked it so much on the phone. I love it on the watch even more. Because now I don't even have to pull my phone out to do the percentage.
Okay.
I just do it right there on the watch.
Yeah.
But on the Google keyboard, when you opens up just the number pad, there is no period on the number pad keyboard for the Google Watch.
Weird.
So I can't put 33.3.
Yeah.
So if I want to do a decimal point for any of so it makes the tip calculator pretty much useless.
Well, you just have to round up on it or down on everything, you know, like, I don't know.
I thought that too. But because the screen is so small, if I do numbers that large, because now we're talking about like $3,000 numbers. It doesn't fit. Yeah. Because if you have an item that's like $33.54 was the bill. So now you have 3,354.
Oh, you mean you're just doing bigger numbers.
Right.
No, I meant.
So, but once I do that, then the numbers, they cut off on the screen.
No.
So you can't even like read them right.
No, you're crazy, dude.
No, I'm not.
No, I'm saying you don't have to do 3,000 if it's 33.50 or 57 or something. You could just do $34 and then
but then you're not actually. But it defeats the purpose of the tip calculator, because the tip calculator calculates the tip like that, and then it tells you what the total is
to
write it after.
Yeah,
well, it gives you the breakdown, but then it tells you what to write in the main total box, so you don't even have to add the tip to the main dollar after you've converted to figure out what the 20% of the tip is.
Yeah.
So you sit there and do the math and then remember, okay, hold that number here, because then I got to use that number plus this number, and now I'm doing the more addition.
Wait. If I put that my bill is $34 and I want to live a 20% tip.
Let me just show you what I mean.
Oh shit, dude.
This is getting ridiculous. All right, let's see. Tip calculator. So it looks just like this, okay? You put in the base amount. Let's say 35.47 or 35.47. Okay? So then it says 22% tip, $7.81. It gives me the total, and then I can start splitting this per person. So this is the exact number, right? So then this is the number I would write it in the check. You know, I'd write it in the box that says tip. Then I'd write it in the box that says total.
Yeah.
Then I'd sign.
Yeah.
And that's great. But if on the watch, since there's not an option for a period,
Yeah.
the number comes out like this. Just large numbers. But the watch screen is so small. So they've zoomed in these rows of numbers that by the time I'm looking at this, I don't know what I'm looking at. Because it's not showing me all of them. It's only showing me like 2. And you can see that there's more numbers.
Yeah.
So it really defeats the entire purpose of having it on the watch, because I can't press a damn period in a keypad, and I can't change the keyboard.
What if you just did that?
But it's not the correct dollar amount.
Yeah, but you're just trying to get your tip.
But if I leave the wrong number, then they void the tip. It changes the tip.
Well, no, I'll use this as just like it says $7.92. I'll just give them $8. So I'll just do $8. So and then I'll just add $8 to my.
Yeah, but that's normal people thinking. So I decided I did not want the watch. Okay, that's my point. My point is that on the Samsung keypad, there's a period button.
I know, right?
And since I can't take that keyboard and put it on the other watch, because I tried, will not be a thing you could do. Then I was just stuck with that. Plus, it was so round and fragile because it was just a round domed glass that every time I hit something, I was scratching it. Remember I told you like right away I had already scratched it?
Yeah, the design wasn't really thought out.
No.
Your wrist is very active in your fucking life.
Yes.
You know? Yeah.
So
you can't just have a glass on your wrist.
Yeah, you can't just be wearing a glass dome and expect it not to break.
The Samsung has a big ass lip on the edge to protect the screen, kind of.
Right. I mean, my new one doesn't. It's kind of just flat. But at least I could put a glass screen protector on it.
Yeah.
On that one, I wouldn't have been able to.
No.
And that still wouldn't help me if it was impact.
It doesn't look like a great design. And then it didn't even...
I know what they were going for because it looks cool.
But then the screen didn't even go as far as it looked like it should have. Remember you showed
it had real thick black bezels. And they didn't do anything. Like, it would make sense if the bezels were like touch sensitive or something to like spin through your apps and whatnot to navigate on the watch. But no. And it had the little dial, but the dial was so small that it was really hard to like twist around anyway. So you couldn't it wasn't worth it to try to use the dial.
Yeah.
Then on the Samsung watch, you can spin around in a circle, you know, it goes in a spot. On that one, you had to swipe each time.
That's so annoying.
Yeah.
Or you could use the little thing, right?
It wouldn't go back.
You could use a little twist thing, right? To move through the screens, but it was so small.
It was so small that it was pretty hard to use. So that's the two differences between the watches. Otherwise, it's the same. They share the same app store now. They have all the same features and everything else. It's just the small bits of navigation.
It's just poor design. They got to make a better design.
So, and then my whole ecosystem is Google. So I didn't feel like I wanted to get a Samsung thing and not, have I thought that just getting the Google stuff pair well. If I got a Samsung one, I felt like maybe they won't let me use all the features, which is something that happened. So there's certain heart monitoring features that I cannot use because you need to download the Samsung Health app, which you can only get in the Samsung store.
Yeah.
Which you cannot install on a non-Samsung phone.
Really?
Yeah. So, other than that, the watch does everything else I need it to.
I'm trying to, okay. It works.
Because you know what's more important than monitoring my heart health?
It's not caring. Come on. I don't know.
Having a period on my number pad so I can use the tip calculator on my watch. That's like the epiphany of laziness.
That will always be more important. Well, I mean, you are using, tip calculator pretty often. So, The new Samsungs come with all the new ones now come with a pen.
They just come with a pen?
Yeah.
What? Why?
Well, this one, not mine. The new ones. I have a pen with
like
mine.
built in?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it goes to the. Let me see. Let me pull up an image of it.
I thought that was just the notes.
Yeah, but now
it's all of them?
Yeah, they got rid of the note. There is no note anymore. Now it's just the Galaxies, and they have pins.
I guess that makes sense because by the time you're making a note, it's like they get big enough. They're now becoming tablet territory.
Let me see. 23 Ultra. Yeah.
Although I do know some people that were like definitely needed a note, big hands and shit.
It comes out. When the fuck does it come out? Oh, it already came out. The 23 Ultra came out on February 17th.
Oh yeah, I remember the launch for that.
That's right. Let's see.
But it comes with a pen. That's so weird.
Stylus, yeah.
And it's like that one?
No, it's skinnier.
So they have to create a new pen for every generation of devices?
See, and it has a little push top so it can pop in, pop out. So it's built into the phone.
I feel like they would make just one pen that was universal to all devices.
Goes on the bottom. I like having the pen. The pen is actually really good. Especially when you're trying to do something.
I wonder how many people are going to lose this pen.
You know, people will.
Or how many people are actually going to use it. Or how many people are going to just be using it nonstop.
I like it. Here's some of the
I guess I'm just curious to see what people be doing with the pen all the time.
It does come in handy. Especially some.
But yours just came with a case?
No, mine was separate. I bought this separately, and then I bought a case because I looked up.
So is that a Samsung pen?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a Samsung pen. They made this pen for the phone, but you just have to buy it separate. And then Samsung has a case that holds the pen with the phone. But I wanted this one instead of the Samsung one because it had the
kickstand. The
kickstand, yeah. The official Samsung one doesn't have a kickstand, which is annoying sometimes.
Mm-hmm. I can see that.
Yeah. Yeah, because I put my phone up, but you know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's got phones and shit.
I feel like I can't get away with that kind of kickstand case.
No, you don't like kickstands?
I don't know. I felt like back in the day you'd get a kickstand case and it made the case feel more bulky. I like a slim case. I don't like putting cases on my phone, but I feel like I have to because they're so fragile nowadays. But if it was me and the phone wasn't made of nothing but glass and metal and wouldn't slip out of my hand so easily, I would go caseless.
I've done it a couple of days in a row. I wanted to try to get myself used to having no case.
Because I feel like you pay for
design.
Yeah. But the phone is so fragile in day-to-day use based on what this item is that you have to get a case. You have to get a screen protector.
Look at that, dude. It's a piece of art,
I would like to not. I mean, look, mine's more arty. I think I like mine better.
Yours has a glass background. But mine's is
it's like a metal.
Yeah, it's
feel.
metal.
I like that.
I'm telling you, dude. And then look,
I'm gonna pick this up.
Look at the edge of that, and look at the edge of yours.
Yeah, it's all beveled in here.
Yeah.
But party trick. Nobody will ever do it like this because they have cases now. They have to have. You don't find people without case. But notice, because our camera bumps are different, if you tried to use this on a table, you wouldn't be able to do it as comfortably because it wobbles.
No, where you're touching it, you're fine. If you touch it in the corner, but yeah, it has a center mass.
No, mine's better. No, but I'm not done looking at yours. But camera bumps, yeah. No, yours feels a little longer. Is the screen the same?
It looks the same.
Which is this? No, I think your screen's bigger.
21 Ultra?
21 Ultra.
Yeah.
21 Ultra.
Yeah.
Screen's bigger. Power button and volume buttons are flipped. Still micro USB.
Yeah.
I mean, USB-C.
USB-C.
SIM cards on the bottom. My SIM card's on the top.
How many cameras?
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 total. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that a camera? That looks like a laser.
It might be a flash.
I think it's 6, but I think one of them is like.
Oh, there's 5 on the back. Yeah.
No, this is that laser one you were telling me about, right? Like it's like a laser imaging.
No, there's a.
No, who was telling me about
4.
that?
There's 4 cameras. That's right. And then this is something else. Probably somebody else because I don't know much about the cameras.
Oh my gosh. There was somebody who had cracked their camera and it was visibly cracked. And they were making like this TikTok video or some bullshit. And they were showing that they could film, like they put the viewer on, the camera app open, and that cracked lens had no effect on the camera.
Huh.
But it's because that one that broke was for the zoom, the telescopic camera.
Oh.
So it wasn't being used.
You only see it when you go to a certain zoom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Was a telephoto lens. So the reason phones have so many different cameras, like why do we have to have so many cameras on a phone? Because your phone is flat. In a normal camera, you're going to have like the attachment that goes on the camera, and those are the different lenses, and you switch out the lenses.
Yeah.
You can't switch out the lenses on your phone. Like they're not going to just sell you a phone with an accessory pack of different lenses to carry around.
You can.
So
have you seen those that you buy though?
Yeah,
you stick on your phone.
Some
you stick them on the back.
Third-party things, but like that's not what it was intended for.
Yeah.
But the reason you have so many and like your phone can like zoom across like, buildings downtown, is because they have a different specialty camera added for every scenario you might want to be in.
Yeah.
And that's how they can make the photos so good every time, no matter what you're taking, a low light photo or anything like that. And then they use crazy software to process it all too.
Yeah. Make it look good.
So that they could stitch together different things. Sometimes you can be taking a certain photo and in the background, your camera is actually taking multiple exposure images and then stitching them all together to find the best one. That's how like Google's camera can take images in like near pitch black settings without the flash on and still make it look bright as hell outside.
They can change the exposure.
Yeah, because it takes multiple images at different exposures so that it can get everything in, and then it stitches it together, the best ones from each exposure setting, to create a full, vivid, bright image.
I notice when I zoom in, because it has 100 times zoom.
Mm-hmm.
When I zoom into the moon, I can see the angle change. Like when it gets to a certain zoom number,
you can see.
I think over 30, I could see the camera angle flip a little bit to go to the other camera.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's slightly different.
So now you know. And then the front selfie cam, that's just camera on the front.
Yeah, they say not to use that for taking pictures.
It's not that great.
No. The one on the front's not good.
And that's what's so nice about like having like the metal back there is it kind of works like a mirror. I think yours is like that too. Yours is kind of matte.
Yeah, I don't think it. Google built that in to.
I've had phones in the past too that were pretty shiny like this. They had like a shiny part.
I want to say the new Samsung Watch has the feature of seeing the camera.
Yes,
in your
you can
watch.
see the camera.
Yeah,
I know. I've done that. You can you do that?
Nah, my version it didn't have it.
Oh, what?
This is the previous version before the new one came out.
Like I feel like that's a Google Photos thing. If you you know what? I think that's why. I bet yours can. Oh no, because Yeah, that's running Wear OS.
Probably.
I don't think it's running the Tizen OS. See, Samsung's watches had different operating systems. They recently switched to Wear OS, and I think that's the 4, right?
It might be the 3. Let me see. I don't know. They have funky names for all their watches.
They do.
So it was always... It's the biggest one they have. I know that. I just don't know what version.
It should say it in the words around it.
Samsung Galaxy Watch. It's just Samsung Galaxy Watch.
Oh, that's lame.
Yeah. There's more numbers, but let me see.
You could probably look up the model number.
If get a flashlight here, I can see better.
It doesn't say like Series 5 or something like that.
No, it doesn't have that on here.
Yeah, they don't want you to know.
They have the manufacturer number. If I put that in, it'd probably tell me. It was made in Vietnam.
Do you have the Google Play Store? That's how you'll know.
My Play Store? What the fuck?
Yeah, on the watch.
Oh, on the watch. I was like, I was going on my phone. What the fuck are you talking about, dog?
Yeah, we need your apps.
It should say in my wearables. That's where they should put it.
You get to your apps. Oh, there they are. Oh, yeah, yours works a little different. Nope. You have an older one then, because you have the Galaxy Store. You don't have the Play Store.
Yeah, see.
If you had the Play Store, then you'd be able to do it.
Here's the model number.
Galaxy Watch. I'm surprised it doesn't say.
Yeah, just...
Oh, maybe that's because it's the first one.
The Galaxy Watch.
Yeah. Maybe you have like the first one.
Could be. Because what are they on, 3?
They're on 5.
Yeah, but sometimes they skip numbers though too.
No, I'm pretty sure it was a 2 and... No, maybe you're right.
Yeah, no, they skip numbers.
That's
Samsung's notorious for that, dude. They're not even really on Samsung 23. They just skipped a bunch of numbers.
I thought they started trying to do it by the year.
Yeah, I forgot what year when they switched.
Because when they got to 10, they didn't do an 11. They did... What did they do? I can't remember what they did. But I know it was weird.
It says there was 4 main Galaxy Watch models. The Galaxy Watch Active, Galaxy Watch Active 2, and the Galaxy Watch 3.
That's weird. So let's see what the 4 looked like. You probably had the 3.
Oh, there's a 4 and a 5.
I don't think any of them looked like yours. This one kind of does. You know what? Who cares? What was the point?
I don't know. You're trying to tell. I think you're trying to figure out if I can look at my pictures.
Well, because I guess my point was that the Google, now that so now they're using the actual operating system created by Google for the watches. Okay. Before they were using their own fork of it. But now Google has invested more into their wearable ecosystem, and this new operating system they came out with was like really awesome.
What do you
Did
think
a lot of improvements.
What do you think about the glasses?
The Google Glass?
They got glasses now. Ray-Ban selling them.
What?
Yeah, Ray-Ban has a set of glasses that have a camera in them.
But they're not running like, what are they running?
I think it's Android. You can connect it.
They must be their own like fork of Android then.
I think they're working with somebody because Ray-Ban don't know how to do shit. They're just glasses. So they're working.
I know it's on Google.
I think it's Google.
I don't know if Google did that.
I think they're working with
I thought
Google.
they were stepping away from that. Because they did it with Google Glass, or they tried to do something with it, and then they abandoned that project.
Yeah. Let me see.
Yeah, that one went to like the graveyard of Google products. Are you looking it up? Yeah, I'm not sure if they were doing that kind of stuff anymore. Because they failed at the Google Glass thing.
Oh, maybe it's Facebook.
That sounds more likely.
Yeah.
Facebook wants to be everywhere.
I think it's Facebook, dude.
Facebook is like a virus or something. They're like the guy who just wants to be friends with everybody, but for like very bad reasons.
Facebook introducing Ray-Ban stories.
That's ridiculous.
First generation
Sounds
smart
dumb.
glasses. Yeah, it's from Meta, dude. That's who it is.
Oh yeah, they created the stupid Meta company so that they can feel like they're not.
Meta and Ray-Ban story
Scary
glasses
name
can now
Google,
send.
or scary name Facebook.
Now, glasses can now send and read messenger text. So the messages you get on Facebook, it could send and.
Yeah, of course. They want to be able to integrate with their own products and their own line of stuff. Which is why it really pissed me off when
It's a
they bought Oculus.
5 megapixel camera in the glasses.
And you know what's stupid too is that if they wanted to, and I don't know if they will with this product, but what they did with like the VR headsets is they bully everybody out of the market. They can afford to take a loss on products that they sell.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what these big companies do.
They do. They take a loss so that they could just get the product into people's hands. People get stuck in the ecosystem. Like there was a lot of great VR headset manufacturers that wanted to come out, and then Facebook just buys Oculus, forces a product to be spit out of nowhere, and then they're now dominating the market in VR technology.
Yeah. It's all Oculus. There's really nobody else.
Yeah, if you have some competitors on the computer side of it all, but those go for way more. You're talking about an entire headset to use that's like in the $700 to like $1,200, $1,300 range. If you want a VR setup,
the new one's supposed to be
outside
better.
of Oculus, which is going for like what, 300, 500, 200,
300,
something like that.
Yeah, I think it's 300.
Like that's console territory, and they work fine and great, but it's like that sucks because
that sucks.
for the consumer, you're like, I can't afford that VR stuff yet. And if Oculus is going to eat up everybody, so there's no room for smaller companies to jump in and create competition, and start bringing the price down, then, you know, how can you do anything but get a fucking Oculus and sell your soul to Facebook? Because
they're promoting their whole thing about being able to do your stories quickly, so you can use your
because you know
glasses.
What, TikTok is so fucking popular that everybody needs that. You got YouTube has an entire TikTok section called YouTube Shorts, Instagram with their stories, Snapchat does the same thing. Everybody needs to jump on that bandwagon. That's what people want nowadays. They want a never-ending feed. A never-ending feed that you just swipe through and you just give me the next thing. Give me the next thing. Don't make it more than 2 minutes. Give me the next thing. And just continually get lost in that forever.
Yeah. I think it's wearing people down though. I think it is. I think people are getting fatigued of it because we really got deep into it, especially because of the goddamn pandemic.
And then TikTok is like stealing information and giving it to China because they're a Chinese government company.
Yeah.
And so there's like this bill that's going to be passed that if if you are underage and you have a TikTok account,
Yeah, I heard about
you're
this.
going to be limited to like an hour of TikTok per day.
And then it's going to require, I believe, a password or something to unlock it.
Like
if you want to go past an hour.
Right. Like a parental lock or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
So now you're going to have kids that are going to be like, and that's only to unlock it for the rest of the day. The next day it's reset again.
Yeah.
So you're going to have kids that, because TikTok's the biggest thing for them. So people are going to start, a majority of TikTok's user base is kids. They're going to start getting off of TikTok.
I think that, well, they talked about, I heard someone talking about, they have that in China. They have the limit on screen time with their version of TikTok. But a lot of kids know how to get around it. They get around it by, changing the age on it, or they get passwords, or they unlock it, or there's ways to get around using it more than what you're supposed to. So
true, but there's still going to be a good majority of, like, over time, if we start making the app more inaccessible, then they're going to stop being on it. And there's just going to be something else that's going to come around.
Yeah, no, I think that would be good for everybody, not just kids too, because there's a lot of adults that are addicted to it.
And that's why they build that stuff into phones. They have like screen time reminders and stuff, and quiet hours for your phone. Your phone will shut you out.
You know what?
You can have your phone literally lock you out of using it.
There's apps. Yeah, you can buy apps where it'll control your phone for you too.
That's built in now, though.
Yeah. There is ones. And you know what? I'll say the screen time on Samsung is actually pretty good. I looked at it one time, and all I did was look at it one time. It sends me updates now. Every day or two, it'll send me like a, hey, this is how much screen time you were using. And if I click on it,
I don't know if I want to look at mine. Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. If you look at it one time, the phone's like, oh, you want to know about this information? We'll keep sending it to you. So it gives me an alert now. Like, I want to say every day or every other day, it's like, hey, look at your screen time usage. It went down or it went up. It'll tell me if it went down or up right there on the little notification. And it's actually making me think about it more. And when I do look at the list of apps that I'm using, I'm like, oh yeah, of course. That's exactly, it's number one's Instagram. I'm on Instagram all the time, way too much. But I want to say I've been able to get it under control a little bit. Cause that's, for me, that's the most addictive one. But, I try to use it for good purposes. I look up stuff. I try to read about information. I watch these videos on fucking stars and stuff like that in the galaxy, and I don't know, I try to get informative information at least, but it's still addicting. It doesn't matter what it is, I'm addicted. Excuse me. What are you looking at now? What is it? What are you seeing?
It's your digital well-being tools.
Yes, yeah, that's the one. That's what it's called.
Today, 3 hours and 18 minutes, 109 unlocks, 178 notifications. This is not too bad. The majority of my screen time has been used by YouTube, YouTube Music.
You are on YouTube.
And messages.
Yeah.
That's half of my phone's usage.
You are Google, man. YouTube. Google owns you, man.
Wow. The next biggest chunk there from those, other is a big category. I don't know what other is, but other.
I guess it's just encompasses all kinds of apps.
That could just be the lock screen being turned on.
Oh yeah.
But then after that, it goes Google. So I guess I Google things, but I'm not messaging people or on YouTube or YouTube Music.
You're using
I'm Googling things. That's what I'm using my phone for. It's a it's a mobile Google. That's it. I'm just Googling it. Then after that, it's Reddit.
Okay.
Gmail, Google Photos.
Okay. You spend time on Google Photos?
I guess I do. Showing people pictures of my dogs. Everybody wants to see my dogs.
Oh, yeah. Look what my dog did.
Well, me and Crystal use Google Photos. She has an iPhone, but we installed Google Photos on her phone, and it uploads there. And we have the great thing about it as a couple is that when you can set it to automatically share certain folders with the next person, with someone else. Yeah. So essentially your camera roll. Anytime I take a picture on my phone, it's uploaded to our shared folder. Yeah. So she can always open her Google Photos app, click on our shared folder, and see the photos I took. So if we're out at like a concert or an event, and it's like, I want to take the photos on my phone with your phone. Yeah. Or take the photos, or, I'll take it out. You don't have to dig in your purse for your phone. When she's ready to go look at those pictures and post them or something, she doesn't have to ask me. I don't have to send a text message to her with all the photos. She could just open her phone as if she took the photo in her photo app. So it's a great way to like share stuff automatically.
And what do you turn that sharing on and off, or what?
No, it's just always on.
Oh, so every single picture is shared.
The way it backs up to my cloud, it also backs up to hers. So it backs up to a shared cloud.
A shared folder.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
So we're accessing each other's photos
all the time.
And I didn't have to install my account on there. Like I can pick and choose. Like I don't share like my screenshots and other random snippets and downloaded photos and random stuff, and share the camera roll and the important
just
things.
Camera roll. Yeah. That's just pictures you took. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That makes sense. It's a cool feature for sure. Like when you're going on an event, or you're out and you're kayaking or something, and you take some cool pictures. You got some mountains in the background and shit.
Yeah. And say like only one of and it's usually me with the phone. Because
you're the one usually taking the pictures. Yeah.
If we're going out together or her phone dies or my phone dies, whoever took pictures throughout the night or recorded something or whatnot, it'll be available to both of us whenever we want it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's pretty cool, dude. I don't know.
I don't know why that was prompted as a conversation. I think it had something. What were we talking about?
I don't know. I mean, I was talking about Meta, and then I talked about screen time.
Oh, that's why you asked like why I use so much Google Photos.
Was it telling you how are you doing this week, like compared to last week? Does it do those comparisons?
I don't know because I don't usually let it track me.
Well, it's always tracking you. You just don't.
Well, I just don't know it.
Yeah, you don't know.
There's no like. I don't know how to use it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'm pretty sure it does. It sounds like the same app that Samsung has.
Yesterday, I used about the same amount of time. And it always looks like about the same type of apps. Lots of stuff for work. Monday, I used it for... I had 7 hours and 17 minutes of screen time Monday.
On Monday?
On Monday.
Dude, you were fucking hitting it hard, dude.
I know. I know what I did Monday.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like with the health thing, I would like to know, like, why the fuck was I?
I mean, it shows me the apps, and then since it has Chrome, it shows the sites I visited too.
That's what I'm saying.
That's like, cool. Apparently, I went to Macy's.com. Generation Tux.
So all the stuff that it's doing for your phone health, it has all that same kind of breakdown for your body health. That's what I want to unlock. I want to be able to see, like, what if it was down to your limbs? You're like, hey, why was my right arm hurting on Thursday? Like, that'd be funny, dude.
It looks like on average, I only have my phone open about 3 to 4 hours a day.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad. What about you?
Oh, dude.
Is it really bad?
I don't know what it is, dude. Who knows, dude? I haven't looked. Because I just look at those little notifications and I kind of just keep it there. Damn, where the fuck is it? I forgot. What was it called?
For me, it was called Digital Wellbeing.
That's right.
Does yours look like mine? I'm curious if it's like a built-in Android thing or if there's one specific for Android. are for one specific to Google, or if there's one specific
Oh, actually,
to Samsung.
they do have Samsung Health. I just need to set it up. Okay.
Yeah, that's the app I can't download. So I can't track my health even if I wanted to, because I can't use the stupid Samsung Health with my phone. I guess I am missing out on a lot of those feature-rich health benefits.
Settings.
Yeah. Got it?
Fuck.
That's one of the... I don't know.
Okay, I got it to show on my apps list.
Okay.
Now let me pull it up here.
What do we got?
Instagram, number 1. Maps, number 2. Oh my god, I'm always looking. Because I'm going to venues and DJing places, so I'm constantly putting in
different locations and addresses and stuff.
Yeah, and you know what comes up on my car too all the time, even if I don't.
Oh my gosh! And you know how like your phones will like kind of remember where you work and what's home based on like the amount of hours and stuff you spend places?
Because when I plug my phone into my car, it pulls up a map.
Right.
And it starts going through maps. And it shows me the streets, avenues, and stuff like that. So I think that's part of it too.
Well, I had a friend.
Spotify's number 3.
I had a friend who worked at Disneyland as a cook. And he worked for like sometimes like 16-hour days sometimes.
Yeah.
Like crazy shifts. And that was like 6-7 days a week.
Did you see this one? It says, see how much you use your phone while driving.
Oh, you can track that too?
It's tracking it. It knows. Oh, wait, no. I haven't turned it on. But I could.
It's because you got to give it more permissions and stuff.
You can see how much you use your phone while you're walking. It's like, how many times are you just looking at your phone? Check how loudly you're listening to music.
Probably too loudly.
Probably not loud enough.
But I was saying that my friend, he spent so much time at Disneyland that his phone thought he worked at home and lived at Disneyland.
Whoa. Yeah.
It auto-populated his home address as Disneyland's address. And auto-populated work address as his home.
That's funny.
I know, because he had it reversed. But you didn't tell me your average screen time.
Oh.
What's the average use of your phone per day?
Let's see. 2 hours and 55 minutes.
A day?
Yeah.
About that, really? Damn.
I did 3 hours and 23 minutes yesterday.
I guess I use my phone more than you do. Well, I'm always on my phone for work because I'm constantly there opening like specific sites to do my job and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm using it for Spotify during the day. But
if I had like a tablet, I think that would help me out a lot.
Tell me you need a tablet, dude. Be like, I need a fucking tablet, you fuckers. I'm just kidding.
I mean, I could put in the budget to use like my entire like budget to buy myself a tablet.
Oh, dude.
But that's totally irresponsible.
That was just for today.
That was just today.
Monday, I was at 7 hours.
Dude, me and you both. What did we do Monday?
Dude,
we're both at 7 hours Monday, bro. What do we do?
I don't know, man. Monday fucked me up, man.
Oh, shit.
Tuesday was
That's
6
crazy.
hours, and then Wednesday is 2 hours. I'm steadily.
So this is not the average for you.
I'm steady declining. No, Sunday was the same. It was like 3 hours.
Okay, what about last week? What does your last week look like?
Let's see.
Because my last week was all pretty much within the 4 hour
Like
range.
5 to 6 hours, it looks like.
5 to 6?
Yeah.
So you do use it a little bit more than I do.
It's
I
funny.
bet there's people out there that like 7, 8 is their like normal. And they're like, yeah.
Dude, I bet you
me.
there's some people at 11 hours a day.
Oh, that's gotta be.
Yeah.
I mean, there's got to be people who like, you know, they don't have a computer, a laptop or anything. That's what they use to do everything is their phone. Maybe they don't even have a TV. They're going to watch their Netflix on their phones.
I average about 5 hours. I'm looking through the weeks. You can track it through the last like 5-6 weeks, I think. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So about an hour more.
Yeah, you can track like the last 5 weeks, but then it stops.
Excuse me. We're recording pretty late tonight, so I apologize for that yawn. It's been a long day.
Oh, man, that's inexcusable.
I'm sorry.
You should be totally engaged in this conversation.
I was engaged.
That's some bullshit.
I wanted to know what your average was. I found it out, and I feel better about myself. Knowing that I look at my phone less than you.
Not today.
So that puts me below the median of the room, which is just me.
I'm going to start hitting 2 hours now. See if I could do that.
It's like working out or something.
Yeah.
Except you just remove hours instead of adding weights.
Yeah. Every time I pick up my phone, I'm going to start slapping my hand away.
Stop it. You don't need it. You don't need it.
No.
And you start looking at your watch instead.
It's how watch numbers have
it's like,
went up.
did you know there's a web browser here? I can get on any site I want. It's like you have to scroll the wheel. Yep.
I do like using my watch.
I feel like I look at the notification on my watch.
Yeah,
but
notifications for sure.
And unless it's like a quick like reply on a message, it's just like a quick yes or no. Even if I see the notification on my watch and I can tap on it to continue reading it or something, I still pull out my phone. If I have to type out a reply, I still pull out my phone. If I need to make a call, I still pull out my phone.
Look at this, dude. This is my sleep time right here.
Oh, you're getting your sleep time tracked?
Yep. I got 5 hours of light sleep. I'm a light sleeper, dude. All my sleep is light. I got an hour and 54 minutes of REM sleep, which is right about the average. So it shows you what is the typical range. And I got 4 minutes of deep sleep.
Wow,
which
that's
is
nothing, bro. I feel so bad for you.
It's like 0%.
So what did they rate? What did they rate your sleep at?
Actually,
they like rated as like poor or something? Is it like shitty?
My efficiency, that's what it gives you. It gives you efficiency. 88%.
Really?
Yeah. So it's pretty efficient. I'm always at 80 to 88
but
to 90.
Wouldn't you want to be in more deep sleep?
Some people just don't deep sleep.
So how does it know that you're like, oh, well, this is normal for you. This is perfect. You're where you need to be.
Oh, there's a typical range right here on the watch that I don't ever hit.
What's the typical range?
If I had, like, it doesn't tell me a number. I would say probably.
Because to me, it sounds like you have poor sleep. Like if mine straight up says like poor, good, average, you know.
It does?
Amazing. Good job. Let's give you an award for sleeping. Like, but I know that occasionally I hit poor or like average or something like that. You know, like something that's just, it could be better. It's not good. You're not getting great sleep. But
it should be 13 to 23% of your sleep is what they say.
And you're at 0.
Oh, 4 minutes, dude.
Dude, are you even
0%? Yeah, 0%.
Are you even sleeping? Like,
so if you sleep for 8 hours, that's roughly 62 to 110 minutes.
So you should be getting an hour of deep sleep.
At least.
At least.
An hour of deep sleep.
And you're getting 4 minutes. That is so...
Dude, I don't deep sleep, dude. I don't. But I'm efficiently
I know, but
sleeping.
that just doesn't sound right, my friend.
But I believe that certain people are just light sleepers. You know how like
I guess
my brother, dude, we could be in a fucking tornado, dude, and he'd be like, he'd be just sleeping, dude, deep sleep, dude. Those are deep sleepers.
Mm-hmm.
Like me, dude, if I hear anything, I'm fucking jumping up, dude. I jump out of the fucking bed, dude. So I don't know. That's probably some kind of evolutional thing, you know, like some people can deep sleep, some people can light sleep. If you lived in a tribe, if you were in a tribe of people, you would need light sleepers, you know, or people are going to fucking sneak up on you and kill you. Animals, fucking cats, big cats will fucking snatch you, you know?
Right.
So you probably needed certain people that could sleep deep, and then certain people that are light sleepers so they can protect. So I'm probably that's why I'm fucking tall and shit, dude. Probably it was my job to just.
It's your job to make sure I get enough sleep.
Yeah, you get the hour sleep.
Thanks, bro.
I'm gonna wake up and attack the fucking mountain lion.
The jaguar that's trying to attack the village.
Yeah, I'm throwing spears at it and shit, dude. Yeah.
And I'm over there like, can you keep it down? Trying to sleep over here.
No, Mija would freak out because I fall asleep on the couch, and she would go over to shake me to wake up. And I go, what? And I would just instantly jump up to my feet, dude. And she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know. You woke me up. So I got up, and I would just, I don't know. It's not even like I'm trying. You can't want to do that.
Right.
Like, could you program yourself to do that? To jump up? I don't know why I always do that. If somebody wakes me up, dude, I jump up, dude. Like, I'm what? Like, I need to know what's going on. You know, like, it's just like flips a switch.
Like, sometimes I get scared of like waking people up. I'm like, don't get all crazy with me. I'm just like, give it a small little, like, poke you with a stick. Like, hey.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It depends on where I'm at, probably. I might still jump up and fucking see what's up.
Yeah, but at least you attack the stick and not me.
I don't attack anything. I just jump up. I'm like, what? I'm already on my feet before, like, you can tell me whatever you're going to say.
Regardless, I could still take cover and feel safer for myself. Remember, I'm the one who needs a deep sleep. I don't fight the wolves.
No, dude, 4 minutes.
I don't fight the wolves.
I get 4 minutes of deep sleep. That's it, dude.
That's all you need.
It's all light sleep, dude. All light sleep. But like, it shows I don't wake up. So that's what it's tracking really is. Are you constantly waking up and then going back to sleep, waking up?
I feel like I do that. I feel, I don't know. I need to track the sleep more.
Track it, dude.
Because I just don't wear my watch to sleep.
Track it. It's interesting. I like wearing it to sleep now.
I should, though, because I'm curious to know if the mattress that I bought is worth it or not.
You would know by efficiency. If you looked at that thing and you're like a 70, 60% efficiency, you're like, what the fuck, dude? I'm not even sleeping. What am I doing? Like, but I know I'm sleeping pretty efficiently. 88 is pretty good. I'm usually close to 90, so, or above. So 88 is pretty good. I mean, I'm in it. I'm lightly sleeping, but I'm in it. I
just don't understand that.
You don't know why I light sleep?
Don't know.
What is your problem?
It's like you just sleep in the shallow end of dreamland, like you could be dipping your toes into some great stuff, man. Sleep is great. I don't know how I would live on light sleep all the time. Like, that would just not be right.
The world is my dream.
Tastes like the bugs are starting to come back, and I'm starting to get bug bites now. I hate this season.
Here we go, man. Fucking mosquitoes and shit.
I need to get a bat, bro.
Yeah.
We need to build a bat nest.
I'll look for one of those, dude.
So we can get the bats to come and eat up all the insects for me.
Dude, I read they eat so many freaking mosquitoes a year.
I need that, man. I get so much mosquitoes out here. I got candles. I got like weird electronic like mister things.
They're very efficient hunters, dude, when it comes to insects.
Yeah, and the insects aren't stupid. They'll be like, fuck, there's a bat that lives on that wall. You don't want to go there, man. You'll die.
Oh, they're gonna die.
Oh, yeah.
But apparently the bats have because of the way that their wings are shaped, they're more flexible than birds, whereas birds has a bunch of feathers and it's very stiff, their wings. Because the bat has a really thin like skin that just covers the bones, they're able to maneuver, and that's how come they can catch insects really easily. They just snatch them out of the air, dude. So yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. I think like their skin is like, I think I said this before. It's like 10 times the strength of a medical glove.
Right. That's how Batman gets his superpowers.
He get bit by a bat, dude.
Radioactive bat.
Yeah. Then he can fucking see.
He can use echolocation.
Yeah, like Daredevil.
Yeah, except better because he's Batman.
Did you hear about that? Daredevil's coming back?
Yes. Yeah.
And Disney Plus?
I'm excited for it. And because I really enjoyed The Daredevil Netflix series. Granted, I only watched the first 2 seasons, but I heard it was great. I watched the first season of Jessica Jones. That was amazing.
Do they have those shows on Disney? Can you watch them?
They put them on Disney.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can watch them on Disney. I watched them on my other method.
Yeah.
But Crystal couldn't get into those. And I don't know why. She watches every other Marvel thing, but she didn't like those. And I guess they do have a different tone. But they were great. Now, I was watching a bit of, I don't think I finished it, but I was watching Luke Cage. And I don't think I ever watched. Rating. No, Iron Mist or Iron Fist.
Yeah,
Iron Fist was the lowest rating.
That's right. Well, Luke was down there too.
Luke was down there.
Yeah.
And then, but the whole point of having all those characters were they were going to make the Defenders series. And it was pretty much going to be like what Avengers is in the same world, but the Defenders. They're the group of superheroes that get together and they protect the literal streets. The Avengers can handle Earth-related casual, crises.
Yeah.
But these are the superheroes that are down there in the nitty-gritty and helping out the average man.
Yeah.
So,
did you hear who's going to be in the new Daredevil series? They're bringing back John Berthel for Punisher.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, he's going to be in the series.
Well, see, that made sense to me because they brought the Kingpin from the those shows into
they have a shared bad guy.
Yeah, into the Hawkeye series.
Mm-hmm.
And so we know Hawkeye is definitely part of our Avenger universe. And we've known that these characters, Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, who is a better character in the comic than what I guess they did in this show, which I guess is blamed on the actor they got. I digress. But the point is, and Punisher, like these characters, we didn't see them in any of the Avengers movies, but we know that they exist. But the other people don't, or they're not talking about it, And so it's cool to see now that they are giving these characters a spotlight and saying that their universe does exist.
Daredevil's a cool character.
And he'd already come back because we'd seen him in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So he was in the most recent Spider-Man movie. He had a cameo there, the same actor.
Yeah, I remember that.
And that's brought him for a reoccurring role in She-Hulk.
That's one of the few times they actually used the TV actor in the movie too. They didn't change him.
They've done that for, well, a little bit. Some of the actors from the movies have gone to do the TV shows for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the running show that was on ABC.
Yeah.
In fact, from the first Avenger movies, Agent Coulson, he was in all the movies.
Yeah.
They killed him in the movies, but he was brought back to life in the show, never to return to the movies. So for some stupid ass fucking reason.
Yeah. Because they killed him.
And I think Samuel L. Jackson appeared because he was director of S.H.I.E.L.D.
He was in multiple movies though, the Agent S.H.I.E.L.D. dude.
And some other S.H.I.E.L.D. agents from the Avengers movies.
Wasn't he in Hulk too? I think he's in one of the Hulks.
Coulson?
Yeah.
He was in Iron Man.
Yeah, I remember that.
He was in Iron Man. He was in the Avenger movies. He probably was in anything. Oh, he was in Thor.
Yeah.
He was in Thor.
Yeah, so they had him trickled out through all these movies.
Yeah, because he's like he's a character in the comics, like a famous character in the comics. And that's his role, is to connect everything. He's an agent to S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah. And so he had his own TV show, and that was a fantastic show. I loved it.
I heard people liked it.
And they introduced other superhero characters and stuff in there too.
Yeah.
But they didn't bring these ones to the movies. They let them be in the same universe. Whatever happened in the movies affected them. When they blow the fucking like Hydra storyline where Hydra is in S.H.I.E.L.D. and all of S.H.I.E.L.D. is dissolved, what the fuck does that do to the TV show? And the kicker, they didn't communicate that to the show until like a couple weeks before the movie airs.
Yeah.
Which gives them like no time to plan that.
Yes.
So they're in the middle of a storyline and then they've got to like immediately switch and stop that plot because they've got to explode S.H.I.E.L.D. from within inside.
They need to inject the whole fucking
Hydra and then
storyline.
Now there's characters in S.H.I.E.L.D. that are Hydra agents, like main characters, and it's like, wait, what? He's a Hydra agent now? Holy shit! How does this whole thing, like, did they plan this? No, they just had to fucking run with it. Oh shit! Like, that was fucking trippy.
I remember Sony being upset because they couldn't also get information about the last Avengers movie for Spider-Man. They wanted to know what was going to happen so they could build around that, and they wouldn't tell them until like they finally saw it last minute. So that's why they did the whole storyline in Paris.
They get very protective of all this stuff.
They don't want leaks happening because it's
that
like,
makes sense. Keep it as close as possible.
With the internet and everything, leaks happen so much easier than they used to. Because all it needs is one person to leak it to somebody outside of the company, and then boom, it's everywhere.
So I was watching this video of this guy who'd gone to like the Marvel Studios after the movie had wrapped, like the Spider-Man movie, and he was getting a quick little tour of everything. And they showed him like, he's like, oh, what's that? Oh, it's a poster that all the cast and crew signed. Oh, that's cool. And so he takes a picture of it and he uploads it, and then, and tags Marvel and stuff in it. And I think he said it was within like 20 minutes or 30 minutes or something that Marvel is blowing up his fucking feed and telling him he needs to immediately take down that post. And so, of course, he does. And he doesn't realize until after the movie comes out. He goes back and he looks at that photo. Tobey Maguire's signature is on the poster. But at that point, nobody knew Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were reprising their roles as Spider-Man. Like, it was all unconfirmed, and they said, no, we weren't going to be in the movie. And so it was like the biggest surprise. Like, we knew they were going to be there, but it was never like admitted that they were going to be there. Yeah. And it was a pretty well-kept secret.
I said Paris. I was wrong. It was Italy, right? They were in like Italy, Prague area for Far From Home.
I think so.
Yeah, I just looked it up. So I said Paris. I was like, after I said that, I was like, that was fucking wrong. But yeah, dude, they have to watch all these people. They have to make sure with their social medias and stuff that somebody doesn't leak something. And you can even see it with the actors. They're like, I'm working on something with Disney and I cannot talk about it. But sometimes they won't even say what they're working on or who they're working with because they've got those agreements with these big companies.
They can't even say they're working with Disney or working on a Marvel project.
They can say just working on something.
I'm working on something with a big studio and
can't talk about
it. But I tell you when I can, I will let you know.
Yeah, because they don't want to make them mad. But yeah, I'm excited for Punisher to be in Daredevil because hopefully
I didn't get to watch his series either.
You didn't watch it?
I did watch him when he was in Daredevil. So I watched his origin because he was in the second season, I think.
Yeah, and I watched when they introduced him, and I was like, oh yeah, this is good.
And I was excited for it because I'd seen that guy in Walking Dead, so I thought he'll do a good Punisher, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah. And he did. You gotta go whenever you get a chance. It's on Disney.
I want to rewatch all those. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it too. There's shows right now that I'm trying to get through. Like I'm trying to catch up to Doctor Who because they're bringing back one of the old actors again.
Is that show still being filmed?
Oh my god, bro! This show's been on since 1963. It ain't stopping.
Oh my god!
It ain't stopping.
No, people talk about it, but I thought it was just an old show.
No, bro.
Oh my god.
This is the longest running sci-fi show in existence. That's why they're about to celebrate their 60th anniversary.
That's why they still talk about it? That's why it's so popular.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Now, the last couple of seasons haven't been the best, but they're bringing back an old showrunner whose run was like,
Was that good?
Yeah. And my favorite Doctor, played by David Tennant, he was the 10th Doctor. Because the way they keep the show running is they can replace the main character, which is the Doctor.
Okay.
And they do it because he's an alien. He's Gallifreyan. He's a Time Lord, is what they call him. And one of the things they do, they have a way of cheating death. So what happens is when he's near death or he's about to die for whatever reason, being shot, he ages super slow. But if it was like poisoned, something like that, his body cures himself, heals himself by literally regenerating every single cell in your body to a different one. So you become a different person. Like you physically are being molecularly changed by your own body into a different person. You keep your memories and your experiences, but the way your brain is wired is a little different now. So you have different personality traits. So every actor can make this character their own.
This feels like
they keep the story going because he still can remember things that happened in the past before him,
So this all feels like they've built this whole ability around the fact.
They did this so they could fire the original actor and keep the show running, and now they just keep going.
For everything that you said.
And they pass on the fucking torch. Like, it's a big honor in like, if you go to the United Kingdom, Doctor Who is as plain as day to any other like show that everybody can agree is awesome. And them talking about like the Doctor of their era, like their moms and growing up with Doctor Who that the kids are watching now,
This is crazy.
It is. And to be an actor, a British actor,
and to be on Doctor Who,
able to be cast as the Doctor
or be in it too.
It just be in it. Like a lot of actors start there. Andrew Garfield, we were just talking about, he was in Doctor Who. Like every British fucking actor has been in Doctor Who,
and it's like it's a big deal.
It's a big deal to be like, oh, I got to be in Doctor Who.
I used to watch this when I was a kid, and now I'm in it.
Yes,
yeah.
Some big actors like only got into acting because they wanted to play the Doctor, and one of them ended up doing it. His name's Peter Capaldi. He's an amazing fucking actor. Well, one of the actors, David Tennant, and he's been in like he's had a couple movies that he's been in, starred in on his own. But he's done like Good Omens on Amazon Prime. Okay. So he stars in that. He was in Jessica Jones as the Purple Man.
Okay.
And he was in Harry Potter, but who isn't a British actor and not been in Harry Potter?
All right.
And he plays Scrooge McDuck on Disney's DuckTales, the new one. And he's a fabulous actor. Well, he played the Doctor. And that's my favorite run of Doctor Who, was when David Tennant played the Doctor, because certain people can play this character just so well. It's like chilling.
I feel like Benedict Cumberbatch could be a Doctor.
I feel like people of fan fiction loved for him to be the Doctor.
Yeah. It sounds like
it's
up his alley.
Because he's done something very similar in the BBC.
Yeah.
Do you know there's a Sherlock TV show that he did?
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, these TV shows are like mini movies. So the episode is about 2.5 to 3 hours long.
Okay.
And they're aired like once every 4 years.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Or it's like once every year, once every 2 years or something like that. Like there's a long time between where they film these seasons because the episodes are so long. They're like 2 to 3 hours long, and there's like 6 or 10 episodes per season or something like that. Something just ridiculous. No, that's a lie. There's probably like 3 or 4 episodes per season. Yeah.
Yeah, we're hearing the music.
Yeah. I mean, that's just going to go. Well, there's nothing we could do about that.
That's fine.
Wait, no, I can press this one. I think that's the one. Okay. So
have they ever had a Black Doctor?
They're actually going to have a Black Doctor after. So what they're doing is, for some reason, the current Doctor is a female Doctor.
Yeah.
She, Doctor number 13, is regenerating. And when she regenerates, everybody was surprised to see this. She regenerates into David Tennant. Like, we've seen him as a Doctor before. And he even sits there and he's like, I know these teeth. I know this face. What? Just at the camera, like just trolling the fucking audience and shit.
Yeah.
And so everyone else is like, what the fuck?
Because they've never brought a Doctor back.
They've brought Doctors back in like cameos, like once or twice. They've done like it's a time travel show.
Oh, like backstories.
They've done like a special where they get to put all the doctors together because they all travel to the same point in time together. So they're meeting their future and past selves.
Okay.
You know? But they've never regenerated the Doctor back into a different actor. Because we always follow that timeline of that Doctor we're watching, you know?
Yeah. So what is this doing now?
So this is weird. We don't fucking know.
Ooh.
That's why I haven't not watched Doctor Who in the last 2 seasons. And I was like a big Doctor Who fan from like the early 2010s to present day.
Yeah.
So like the last fucking decade. Like all my friends knew that I loved Doctor Who and Doctor Who fucking pajamas. Before like my old, like right behind you is the TARDIS in that painting up there. I have Doctor Who memorabilia in boxes and places. Chris don't like me having all that my toys out. So I was watching it like religiously, and they do a special, like it's a big thing in Britain as well, is the Doctor Who Christmas special. It's like the one thing that everybody looks forward to is like everybody can get together and it's like, oh, we're gonna watch Doctor Who. It's Christmas, and they put it in theaters and stuff like that, and everyone gets so excited for the Christmas special, and it's usually like a big deal.
And they show in the theaters?
Yeah, they've showed like fucking episodes in the theaters. They showed the 50th anniversary episode in theater where it brought back like 3 different doctors together. It was fucking crazy. And then so my point is like they bring this guy back, and not only did they bring him back, but they brought back the showrunner writer that they had run all of his seasons worth of the show for, which were great. So he's my favorite Doctor. And when they started doing what they call New Who, which was a kind of bringing the show back to modern like times and stuff, in 2005, we had Christopher Eccleston as Doctor number 9. And his run lasted 1 season. Then we went to David Tennant, Doctor number 10. And so they're bringing him back as Doctor number 14 or 13 and a half. I don't even fucking know the count. Anyway, my point is I decided I need to go back and catch up on all the episodes I did not watch so that I can watch my favorite Doctor play the Doctor again in brand new Doctor Who episodes a fucking decade later. Does that make sense? 2 decades, 20 years. Chris Hardwick, King of the Nerds, is expanding his empire. What's he doing inside of a TARDIS? Chris Hardwick
made this door
go into his own TARDIS time machine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen this. He did this in his house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like goes to a gym or some shit. He built a fucking TARDIS room.
Yeah, and that was like
bigger on the inside.
I didn't know what he was doing, but I remember seeing, and I was like, oh, this must just be like some from that old show, Doctor.
Yeah. And you know what? We didn't even explain one of the premises, Doctor Who. It's an alien who's like 900 years old. We talked about how he cheats death by regenerating into different actors. But the premise is that he picks up Earthlings into his spaceship, which is called a TARDIS, time and relative dimension in space. And it has this thing called a chameleon circuit. So wherever it travels, it goes to like fucking ancient Greece. It can disguise itself as like a column or something. And you just walk out the door into this column. It's a time machine, but it's a spaceship. And so it travels to 1960s England. And a bunch of things they had there were these telephone boxes that said police call box on them. And the police would use these in the 60s. They'd find a crook, handcuff him, throw him in the box, lock the key, use the phone on the outside and say, hey, come pick up this guy. I've locked him in a box. And they'd send a car because most of the policemen would patrol the streets walking around. So they'd throw them in these boxes. And then when they can, they'd get a wagon or a car to come pick people up out of these police boxes and take them to proper jail.
Yeah.
They'd just be in jail on this fucking street.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they were commonplace everywhere that the Doctor crash landed on Earth as disguised as a police box. And the chameleon circuit that is in charge of, making this elaborate disguise around your spaceship broke. and it got stuck as a police box. And this thing is like the size of a phone booth, like a very large phone booth. So you could walk into a phone booth, maybe hold one or two people in it, right?
Yeah.
But it's Time Lord technology. So when you open that door, you walk into like a pretty much a pocket universe.
Yeah.
So it's bigger on the inside. Now you have like a bunch of rooms. There's a room with a swimming pool in it. You have the main command center, which can hold probably like 24 people, you know? And you walk right into that and people are like, wait, how is this possible? It's bigger on the inside. And he's like, oh.
So that's what he was making.
Yes. He was making a door that's bigger on the inside.
Yeah.
So you walk into like, you think you're walking into a small space, but when you open it up, it's bigger on the inside. So you're like, oh my gosh,
giant room.
There's a big old place in here.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just like a thing on a wall, but that's the idea.
I get it now.
Mm-hmm. And so the guy travels through time and space. He's a space traveler, goes to different planets, different periods of time, you know, thousands of years in the future to see Earth's expansion through different solar systems and whatnot. But for some reason, he always ends up in fucking England.
Yeah.
And he loves Earth.
That's his favorite.
And it's always England, modern time.
Oh my God.
And he's got to save Earth from aliens that could look like monsters. Like you go back to Victorian times and they're being attacked by vampires and shit. But he's like, it's not a vampire. It's actually a vampire-like alien. And that's where we get stories of vampires from.
Yeah.
What?
I see how they tied that in there.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. But it's fun.
So wait, how many goddamn seasons of this show, if I try to watch it, are there?
If I told you to start watching the show, I would have you start. Look, there's two different houses of Who. There's classic Who, which is 1960s all the way up to the 1990s.
Yeah.
And there's new Who, which is 2005 up to
so probably the new Who then.
Yeah, I'd start you at new Who, 2005. Okay. Get past the first season. It's a little hard to swallow because they're just trying to get their feeding, right?
Yeah.
But after you get past the first season,
did they ever stop?
They stopped from like 1996 to 1999, and then 1999, 2000, sometime they picked up there and did like, then they went into 2005. They stopped there. And so it was a good, like maybe 10 years of real content stop, I think.
So, but they started in the 60s. Did they go 60s, 70s, 80s?
It just kept running for a long time.
That's what I'm saying. It was going the whole time from the 60s.
And through a loophole, they technically never stopped because the same actor did the radio shows.
Oh, they had radio shows?
Yeah. And so they had audio shows and audio stories that would be released between the time that they were filming. Yeah. And the best thing about the audio stories is that you still have like older actors who will do the audio stories and they could just be stories that weren't filmed. Mm. And they can still do it because it's just their voice. So it doesn't have to look like, oh, well, he looks way older than he did 13 years ago.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. Wow.
And it gives the fans more time with their favorite doctor, quote unquote.
Yeah. Wow, this sounds like an institution.
It pretty much is. The people who like love this shit, they call themselves Whovians. It's like a fucking religion almost.
That's what it sounds like.
You know all these things. It's just as fucking nerdy as people over there talking like Star Trek and talking about Klingons and
the conventions. There's Doctor Who conventions.
Exactly. Yeah, there's Doctor Who conventions.
I've seen those.
And you know the fucking crazy thing is that you'll watch a couple seasons of it. Like you'll watch a couple episodes of the first season, and because they deal with time and time travel and shit, there's paradoxes and things. And so there'll be like this common thing that's happening throughout all the episodes. And then you never know that by the end of the season, it all ties back to that first episode. And now we're like traveling between events that happened throughout other parts of episodes
start tying stuff,
that we created in the last episode. And it's like everything brought us to here because we made it happen ourselves. Like, what? Mind blown?
Yeah. I think I heard Christopher Nolan talk like that about talking about making a linear story, but instead of doing the linear story, we can take the piece from the end and put it in the beginning. And then we can take a part from the middle and put it next, and then take a part from the beginning and put it,
you know who does a good fucking mind trip of that type of shit? Is you seen the movie Memento?
Yeah, that's Christopher Nolan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's all about that shit, dude. He shows you the ending of the movie in the beginning of the movie, and then you have to figure out how they got there.
Yeah, but it's trippy because it's like every time we see something, do we know if that was the first time, the last time? Did we just do that scene twice? You don't fucking know with this guy.
Yeah,
he's going through the same fucking motions over and over. And you can see repeatedly how some people are responding to him like nicely or manipulating him. But then over time, you see that they're like just fucking upset with him or through with him.
You see sometimes through his lens, and then sometimes you see the whole story.
Yeah, and it's so weird.
Yeah, it does throw you for a loop, and it's interesting. That's the first time I was like, whoa, this movie's blowing my mind. I got to watch it. It's like
you have to watch that movie more times to actually
the more times you watch it, the more like, oh, I get it now.
But it's not one of those movies that you regret doing either.
No, it's a good movie. He's got a couple of movies like that, because even like Inception, you watch it again and you're like, there's more going on here.
Right.
Yeah, he builds a really complex story that you can watch multiple times. Even when he did the Batmans, like those were more complex. He likes to make or create these scenarios and then tie them back later, or these dialogues, and you tie them back later, like
right.
Sometimes you hear something from a character and you don't know why he's talking about this, but then later you're like, oh yeah, that's why he was saying that, or that's why he feels that way. But I think I follow directors more than I follow actors. Like I like Christopher Nolan. I like that. Alejandro.
I like to follow some directors, and I like to watch and see what they do. Like Christopher Nolan. Yeah. If I see that name, like I'm definitely wanting to watch that movie. Kevin Smith. I just like his stuff.
Like the Revenant, that Alejandro Inarritu or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He's the one that did Birdman.
Right. And that was so good.
Birdman was awesome. If it made you feel like you were like in the theater. You're going down the hallways. You're in this room. You're talking to this person. You're doing that. I was like, man, I feel like I'm in theater right now.
Or like Guillermo del Toro. His fucking shit's so weird.
Yeah, great. He's got the what is it called? The fucking what the heck is it? The weird one with the monsters.
Yeah, that's the one I was. It's not Pan's Labyrinth, is it?
Yeah,
Pan's Labyrinth.
Pan's Labyrinth, and then he did Hellboy.
Mm-hmm. And then they did with the water one.
Yeah, which is one of the dudes in Hellboy.
Yes.
The Shape of Water or whatever.
Shape of Water.
Yeah.
Which is fucking weird.
Yeah.
That was great.
He has a script that he's had forever for Swamp Thing. He wants to do Swamp Thing. He wants to
do a Swamp Thing?
He's wanted to do Swamp Thing forever. He loves the character.
Didn't they do like Swamp Thing?
They haven't done one. They've done old ones, but
no, wasn't that was Swamp Thing in the Werewolf by Night?
Werewolf by Night. Who did that?
Marvel.
Did they have a Swamp Thing in there?
They had Swamp Thing. I'm pretty sure that was Swamp Thing. I could be
Look it up.
I could be having him with a different character, but
he's been they might have had a cameo of him in there. I don't know. I didn't see that one. So
you didn't see it? It's good.
No,
it's good. Werewolf by Night, and it's done like a classic one. Yeah, you should check it out, man. It's not even that long. It's a short movie, so I think it's like half the length. It's like an hour or something. But I'm pretty sure that's how you spell werewolf. Where
W-E-R-E.
Wolf by Night. Who was in that? If it wasn't Swamp Thing, I don't know who it was.
Maybe another character. I don't know.
Oh, someone's saying something about it too. Werewolf by Night refuses to call its monster thing by his real name. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, Man Thing. Sorry. I must be getting Swamp Thing and Man Thing mixed up.
It's pretty close.
Man Thing, not Swamp Thing.
So people thought it might be Swamp Thing.
Let's see here.
Yeah, because I don't know if Marvel have the rights to Swamp Thing. They could, but I don't know. Dude, Gorilla Glue has a Gorilla gun?
Oh, yeah, man.
What the fuck?
It's a great little mini hot glue gun, too.
It's just, but it's the same hot glue, right?
Oh, yeah, you can use whatever type of hot glue fits in there. That's fine.
Oh, it's just made by Gorilla.
Yeah,
Okay.
the gun is just
But
by
I
Gorilla.
at first thought it was like the Gorilla Glue.
They sell their own.
They sell Gorilla Glue?
Yes.
Shit.
So Swamp Thing is DC side.
That's what it is.
So you're right. Wait, DC didn't do a Swamp Thing? I think DC did a Swamp Thing already, but they did it as a TV show.
They tried a TV show? That one, I feel like I would have known about that.
Yeah, because it sucked. They fucked it up.
Oh,
But
that's
they already did Swamp Thing TV show by DC.
When did it come out?
It was 2019. Very recent. They only did one season, and I heard they didn't do it justice.
Yeah. So apparently, Guillermo wants to do the movie, but
Oh man, I don't know if I want to dip my feet into anything DC. It don't look like they got their fucking shit together right now.
I think because they hired James Gunn, things are starting to turn around.
Hopefully, maybe, but
Well, he did Suicide Squad, killed it. And he did Peacemaker, which is their best TV show, killed it.
Yeah, I guess when you but he came doing stuff on Marvel's side too. He's just really good at doing fucking shit.
How was Shazam? Did you see the new Shazam?
No, is it out already?
Oh, wait, you know what? Maybe it hasn't come out. That's why.
The most recent thing that came out was Ant-Man.
Yeah.
I doubt Shazam is going to try to compete with Ant-Man. But the Black Adam thing sucked, and that's supposed to be a Shazam villain. It was just so fucking stupid.
But I went back and watched the first Shazam, and that one's good, dude. I liked it. It was a good movie.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a fun one.
No, March 16th.
Wonder Woman was good.
I think March 16th is when it
Second
comes
Wonder
out.
Woman was okay, but the first Wonder Woman was fantastic.
Is Black Adam part of Shazam?
Yes.
It says, while Black Adam doesn't physically appear in Shazam, he is mentioned by the Wizard as a previous champion of his who
So the
turned
story
evil
with-
by releasing the
Yes.
7 deadly sins and shown briefly hooded in a magical protection. Dwayne Johnson will be portraying the character in both the spinoff and in a planned Shazam.
But I don't think they're going to go for it anymore. How old is that article?
It's probably old. Yeah, they shut down because he said he wasn't doing Black Adam anymore.
Yeah, because it got a lot of backlash because of how stupid it was. Because look, here's the original thing that happened. Black Adam is a supervillain to Shazam.
Yeah.
Okay. He is
But he's part
originally
of
from
Shazam, right?
he's part of the storyline. He's from the comics. He's not a superhero. He is a supervillain. And the thing is that they were going to hire Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to play the role of Black Adam in a Shazam film as the villain. And he said, I like this character. I want to play this character. I want it to be its own movie, though. And they said, okay, you're The Rock. We'll do that. Which is totally justified response. But then they had to try to make him like a superhero.
Yeah.
And they did it so stupid because he's not a superhero. And if we're being realistic, maybe give him an origin story as a movie. And that'll be cool because he started off in ancient Egypt as like, you know, the person endowed with those powers. But like you said, he released the 7 deadly sins. He went bad. Then the wizard like threw him to the fucking force wall. And he had to fly back on his own, which took him that amount of time to now be in present day Earth.
Yeah.
because he went all the way to the source wall and shit, or something like that. Like, he threw him into fucking deep space, and he had to fly back just his own propulsion.
Yeah. Took forever.
Yeah. Like fucking forever to the edge of the universe and back. So it took him that X amount of years.
Yeah.
So I think that's the storyline I remember.
I pulled up Shazam 2, and then one of the searches was, will Black Adam be in Shazam 2? And I went down that rabbit hole.
And that would have been cool. I would have loved to see that.
Well, this is what it says. Dwayne Johnson reportedly declined a Black Adam cameo in Shazam. So they asked him, they wanted him to be in it, and he said no.
Yes, because that's what they were fucking trying to build up to, is because he's supposed to be the villain. He's supposed to be a bad guy.
And then he has a quote calling it a disservice to the character if it had happened.
He totally destroyed the character.
Which is weird. Like, why would he call it a disservice to be in a Shazam movie when he's part of that world?
No, he does some good stuff, and he is a very noble dude, but like, it's a disservice to keep him from who he is supposed to be as a character. He's supposed to be a Shazam villain. There, what would have been really cool?
They wanted to do storyline, right?
Where they do Superman teams up with Shazam to take on Black Adam.
Well, that they announced that Henry Cavill was coming back as Superman, and then they were talking about the Shazam and Superman. So it was a whole thing. But then they're saying
the reason is because they didn't. Because Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson wanted to do it with Henry Cavill coming back as Superman.
Yes.
And they said, no, we don't want to have him come back
with
as
James
Superman.
Gunn. And James Gunn is the one that shot it down.
And he's like, no, we don't need to continue with that. And so because of that, Dwayne was like, well, then you don't get The Rock.
Yeah. Now you don't get the cameo because you're not doing the movie the way I want it. But they said they're still in talks of doing a Black Adam 2. They're going to probably do it.
And I bet if they do it, it's going to be in the contract that you've got to do X amount of cameos now.
And they're going to do a James Gunn. James Gunn's going to be part of it since he's the head of DC.
So maybe they'll be able to sweet talk it to happen. But I don't know. The point is, it's pretty... I was pretty upset with that movie. Being a Shazam fan, I wasn't happy with it.
Well, I mean, if you saw the first Shazam and then you're like, oh, Black Adam's coming, this is going to create a whole thing. Right.
But when you're coming from the comic perspective and you see what they do to the characters on the screen and you're like, they didn't justify it. It's like what they did to Green Lantern. Green Lantern was great in the comics. Then you put him in fucking that movie that they did. We don't even want to talk about that shit. It was so fucking
Ryan
bad.
Reynolds makes fun of it all the time.
He makes fun of it all the time because you know what he says? He said that he wanted to do Deadpool. He's always wanted to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
And they made him do like 2 fucking things to get that movie. They made him when they did the Green Lantern.
Yeah.
And they made him Deadpool in the Wolverine movie.
Which was weird.
They made a fucking weird version of it. And he said to them,
he couldn't talk.
He went to them and he said, the fans are not going to like this because this is not Deadpool in the comics. Like, I've read the comics. I know he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And they're like, look, if you ever want to think about having your own spinoff of this guy, you're going to do this or you're not going to do it at all. And so because he wanted to play Deadpool, he jumped into that character.
Yeah, and then they closed his mouth.
Yes! Yes! You take the merc with the mouth and you stitch up his mouth? What the fuck?
Yeah, dude. I couldn't believe that. That's all he does in the comic is constantly talk.
They take his swords and make it his fucking like adamantium wrist claws.
I don't know.
That was stupid.
And then he had laser eyes.
Oh, he had laser eyes. Oh my God. Don't get me started in the fucking laser eyes.
I was like, who the hell is this guy? This is weird.
And he's not supposed to have as good a healing factor as Wolverine either. Like, his is supposed to be slower.
Yeah, it takes forever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't take forever, but it's like slow enough to where it's like, yeah. But he also has no pain to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So he doesn't care that he's like, oh, I mean, that hurts. But I mean, like, there's a hole in my hand now because I'm a little insane.
Yeah. Whereas Wolverine.
And he's supposed to be good with guns. Like, he uses guns all the time. And they put this guy in like, I don't know. Fucking no. Trying
I don't know. It was
ground
weird.
this shit to something weird.
Everything was
They
weird.
did some weird shit. You know, when they're making the movies good is when they stick to like the origins of the comics and they stick true to it. That's why the first couple like iterations of Spider-Man, they went a little dark with some. They weren't like the greatest in my mind to the comic version. Tom Holland is the Spider-Man I know in the comics.
He's definitely the youngest one and more kid-like.
But it's
which is the character of Spider-Man. He should be kid-like.
yes. And so the thing is like Tom Holland plays Spider-Man and Peter Parker very well.
Yeah.
He can do both, and they're both believable.
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire did a great Peter Parker. His Spider-Man, didn't care for it. Andrew Garfield, I love his Spider-Man.
You
But his
liked
Peter
him?
Parker wasn't the best.
He looked a little older for Peter Parker.
But
They
he
tried to make
he
him look
had
young.
the quips for Spider-Man, and he did it well, and they did the agility of Spider-Man very well, and that's what we want in Spider-Man. That's what we're used to seeing in the comics, in the animated TV shows. That's Spider-Man. The video games, that's what he does. And so we want that on screen, and they didn't really bring us all of that together in the package until we got Marvel dictating it with Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So thank you, Tom Holland and Marvel for
And never
doing
stop
those-
doing
and never
Spider-Man.
stop. Yeah. Thank you for the contract. I know that the guy is probably not going to want to do Spider-Man forever, but you definitely should
What if he did like an old Spider-Man, dude? Like he was older.
come back and cameo Spider-Man. I'll be happy with that. I'll be
Yeah.
happy with that.
Like a George Clooney like age, and he's Spider-Man. He's
Why not?
Spider-Man.
That's cool. And he's supposed to be a mentor to Miles Morales Spider-Man.
Okay.
So why not?
Eventually he can do that.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think the hardest thing is that just Tom Holland's just got like such a baby face and everything. It's going to be hard to like, and plus he's so short. If they get a Miles, they've got to make him even shorter and even more kid-like looking. And hopefully he doesn't age as fast as Tom Holland ages so slow.
I know, right? Yeah. Tom will be Spider-Man for a while then, if he wants to. I mean, he'll do whatever he wants, but the fans want it. That's for sure. But yeah, that's another director, dude. James Gunn. He's another director I love following. Quentin Tarantino, another director I love following. I end up following these directors more than I do actors, you know, because I
Yeah.
like their work.
No, definitely agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's up, man? Where are we at?
3 minutes shy of 2 hours.
All right.
We went well.
We went.
Yeah.
We went for
We
it.
spent like a half an hour just selling
We
ourselves.
got warmed up. I
did.
think we took a little time to get warmed up.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Nah, there's nothing
No.
wrong.
All right. Well, this has been another fabulous Wednesday night with Digital Cortex. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. My name's Steven. This is Random Styles. And have a beautiful night.
Later.